you feel different as a woman, right? When it's 5 pounds, 10 pounds, whether I'm a little, you just feel different in your body of how you take up space. So I myself made it a point to embody who she was and still find all of myself sexy, which was so freaking awesome because that's who Jenni was, man.
Life a la Latina presenta Socialiciando. Sí, Socialiciando. Con Alicia Civita.
Hola, Ani, ¿cómo estás?
Hi, Alicia, muy bien. ¿Y usted?
I haven't seen you in a while. Creo que la última vez fue Flaming Hot, que acababas de terminar de filmar esta. Y me venías contando cómo you got into your tia's way of being. That you got inspired by a tia to do your Jenni.
Yes, I did. I got honestly by all of my tias, by every woman that I've ever been across from has been a big part of the inspiration as to why I was like, I have to do this role.
It was tough though. It was tough to watch. I cannot imagine how it was to film those scenes. How what stayed in your heart?
What stayed in my heart, honestly, was the healing. I know it's tough to watch, but it's like this. You ever hear a good song, like a good corrido that's talking about all the pain, but after you sing it and you cry it out, you feel a little bit lighter?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's what this movie is going to do for a bunch of people that watch it. Yes, it's tough, but it's tough because these are things that we don't really get to talk about. And more than that, right? More than the pain that we experience, we see what Jenni did with it. So it's not just pain that's in vain. It's not just things that she went through and we're just telling these parts of the story. It's you see it and then you're like, then you see how she moved through the world and what she did with it. And I think that's what's really exciting and what I took from it and what I know people will take from it. It's not a trauma film. It's a film of someone who's experienced things and then grew from them.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. Also because we know so much about her story that we don't need the movie to tell us what she achieved, right?
And that's what I love about this film. It's not talking about her accolades. We're not talking about how many Grammys she won, Billboard. We're not talking about any magazines. That's already public knowledge. Alicia. Thank you for saying that because that's exactly what this is. This is the life and story of the woman, the daughter, the mom that did all the like how she did all of that. Yes, you get it, Alicia.
Y la voz. Annie, ¿cómo hiciste? Because like I was saying, I watched it and suddenly I moved my head and I heard it and I'm like, they put Jenni's voice. Annie, but it was yours. How did you work the voice?
Oh my goodness. I've been singing since I was a little girl.
Yeah, but
And
also the speaking voice.
yeah, well, I listen to this is crazy. I think there is certain things that happen where people just come through you. During the whole 6 months of the project, I did a lot of work with a couple different coaches to just to get in my body, to understand my body better so that I can embody her. Because we all have energy centers, right? As humans, some people, look at people in your family. Some people walk with their head first. Some people walk with their this first, something like. So once I understood where her energy center was, and she was right here, it was easier for me to figure out how to emulate her sound. And I watched a lot of interviews that she did and how she moved through the world. I was like, I know, I get it. I know who she is. I can, so I don't have to try and get it perfect, but just keep playing her truth.
What do you think that the family saw in you to give you this incredible responsibility?
Man, my goodness. Okay, let's see.
Yo creo que fueron los ovarios, como Jenni decía.
Oh my God, I love that's funny. I think her sister came to the Flaming Hot premiere.
Ujú.
And I saw her when she walked in, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like a piece of me got nervous because I'm at a big premiere for another film, and I think I had just finished shooting Jenny, and I had already
Yeah, yeah.
met Chiquis and Jackie and Jenica and everyone before shooting the film. They had to approve me, but I hadn't met her sister yet, right? And so she comes up and she comes up to me after I do the red carpet, and I saw her staring at me, and she goes, I only came to this premiere because I wanted to see who was playing my sister. She's like, and after watching you, and her eyes got watery, and then my eyes are we both are crying together at the end of the carpet. She's like, I get it. She's like, there's not a lot of people that have this sort of light that everybody just gravitates towards. She's like, and there's something about you that people like, I can see it. You walk in and the energy changes. And I just was like, even now I still am like, but I think they saw, I think what Jenny and I both do very well is, man, you met me a couple times. I don't think I could be anybody else other than me. Like I've worked hard, even if I don't always like who I am, I love who I am. And that's who Jenny was. She wanted you to love who she was, not what you thought she was.
Yeah. Y cuando se hace un trabajo así, yo sé que fue un cambio físico importante también. Obviamente engordaste, obviamente hubo, no sé si hubo maquillaje en la cara, prótesis. Cuéntame cómo fue eso.
Pues cada día was muy difícil. There was so many changes in generate in time, right? Like we did
Ujú.
different decades. We did when she was what? I think I came in more
Tú
when
la
she was.
agarraste en la recién embarazada, ¿no? O sea,
Yeah,
no,
no,
no
no, no.
embarazada, digo,
That was
recién
Tatiana.
cuando los niños, cuando tenía los tres niños, sí.
Hmm, hmm.
Terminando la relación con Trino, digo yo.
Yeah. Yeah, all of it. I mean, it was difficult, but then once you get into your body of it all and you trust that like the story, pues porque yo conoce la historia, so yo puedo agarrar todas las cosas and es muy no es fácil, pero es yo sé que yo puedo agarrarlo. Like I knew I was going to be able to do it. It wasn't easy, but if my job was easy,
It
I wouldn't
became
want to do it.
organic, I think, is what you're
Yes.
trying to say.
There we go. Thank you. It just became the truth.
Yeah. Pero tuviste que engordar cuánto más o menos? How
¿Viste que
much
qué?
did you have to put on weight? Your body
Well,
changed.
I did. It did. You know, oddly enough, I did. I put on some weight for the role. Nobody asked me to, but you feel different as a woman, right? When it's 5 pounds, 10 pounds, whether I'm a little, you just feel different in your body of how you take up space. So I myself made it a point to embody who she was and still find all of myself sexy, which was so freaking awesome because that's who Jenny was, man. She's a curvy woman and was sexy as hell.
And what was the hardest scene to film?
The hardest scene to film. Um, I mean, there was a couple of scenes. The one with Papa Pedro at the end of the film, when we finally have our conversation, that was difficult. It was fun, but difficult just because there was so much vulnerability and that was our last day of shooting. That was our last day of shooting. That was the last shot of the whole shoot that we did. So that was really emotional because it shut down the whole film in the best way. And then the definitely the rape scene was tough because thereafter all the actors were so sweet, everybody was so kind that they were trying to be loving, and I was like, ah, I'm traumatized, but it was cathartic. I'm proud of the work that everyone did and how they handled it.
Was any of these pieces of Jenny's story resonated with your own life?
A lot of it. I mean, I've been a professional actress since I was 9 years old, since I was a little girl. So and I understood the relationship with her and her dad. You know, me and my dad now too, we're making music together. So it's interesting to see how life is imitating art. Yeah. So that and you know, I think a reason why I said yes to the film was because of the nature of violence and destigmatizing it. It's a lot of the things that I've been through myself. And if there's things that I haven't been through, there's things that a lot of people in my family have gone through. And I just know that it's important for our communities to have these conversations so that we can destigmatize it and we can heal from it and say no more.
Ahora de último,
Ahora de
cuando pongamos tu foto y la historia de la película en un museo sobre la cultura latina, ¿qué canción y qué vestido de la película te ponemos?
¿Qué canción? Oh my God. Oh, you know what? I mean, I know this is my favorite song that I got to film and sing was Paloma Negra. I know. And I she was so raw. She was so raw. Most artists wish they could have even an ounce of what she does so effortlessly, to be able to sit in that, you know, to embody that, or to do my best to embody that, just to settle into that. There's nothing more freeing than to be that honest. That was my favorite.
Bueno, qué orgullo verte en ese trabajo. Gracias, como tú dices, por el aporte. Y ahora creo que vamos a hablar más adelante de las risas que nos das en López versus López. Pero por ahora nos quedamos con Jenny y con esta historia que mientras más nos la cuentan, aunque sabemos, más
Yeah.
aprendemos y más nos inspira a trabajar con la vida y convertirla en algo útil para nosotros y los demás.
Ay, muchísimas gracias. Sí, todos necesito vernos en VIX, December 6th, okay?
Dale, un beso, Annie. Congratulations. It was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Chao.
Queen. I
Besitos.
appreciate you. Bye.